Hey guys, Swisher Homestead here again, and we're on another project. Alright, so where the camera's sitting at right now is our garden area, and now, because we've decided we are definitely going to get chickens and turkeys, we have to make our run bigger. So this is the area of land that I'm going to clear out to make it bigger for the chickens. Now, in a previous video that you've seen, I have marked the trees, all the ones I've taken down, and I'm keeping all the other ones there. You don't want to get rid of all the trees. But I'm going to give you a tidbit of information, okay? I have learned that there's been a lot of attacks on chickens, and a lot of people lose their chickens, either because of fault of their own or just accidents. So to minimize your loss of your chickens, try to keep the trees off your fence line where you're going to keep your chickens at. We don't have an overhang on our chicken coop. It's wide open, or on our chicken run, it's wide open, and they can pretty much do what they want. It's not a big deal. But what I have figured out is that if you have a tree on the outer edge of your fence, or inside the edge of your fence, they'll climb up that fence onto that tree and over the other side, and the game on. You're liable to get in your chicken coop and everything. Fortunately, I set up my chicken coop so it's like Fort Knox for my chickens, so they don't have to worry about the snakes or anything. By putting the chickens down here is also making them more susceptible to other wildlife, other predators. That's why we have to clean it up. We have to get it right. Another thing is having a clean chicken run, something that's shaded in some areas and sun in others. You want them to be able to dust bath and be happy and content. So our idea is that we're going to put the chicken coop on that side, and we're going to put the run here. If we put the chicken coop on that side, it's more susceptible to not having wildlife or predators come after the chickens if we put it on the outside edge where our driveway is, basically. Plus, we can see it from the house crystal clear, and we'll be able to know what our chickens are up to, and we'll be able to keep an eye out. Now, you're never going to be able to control hawks. It's a shame that we've lost a few, probably to hawks. I'm thinking 2. We have a total of 8 now. We want to get 24 more. Well, I did some research and I looked at it. You need about, for each chicken, I'm thinking probably about 5-foot area for each chicken. So we're going to clear this whole thing up, and this whole thing all the way to the end of the fence line where the garden's going to be at is going to be our chicken run. So they're going to have a big run. They're going to have a lot of room to move around, a lot of room to peck. I mean, I see most of these are really small and condensed. I'm going to open it up so they all have some time for themselves. The thought of doing a full big run like that for the chickens, some people might say it's a waste of land, blah blah. No, I want the chickens to be happy. I mean, they're basically our pets, I want them to be able to run around and do what they want. Now, there will be an access gate from the garden into the chicken coop, or into the chicken run, so we'll be putting that in when we put our fence line up for our garden. So we've got that. Sorry, I thought I saw a dog over. That's why I keep looking over there. Now, we did put in a barbed wire fence, as you can see right here. This barbed wire fence is only temporary for right now. And the reason why we did that is because our neighbor has a goat. The goat comes over. He gets onto the porch. He tears into stuff. He's just an all-around pain in the butt goat. So we put that up. When we put the barbed wire fence up, it stopped the goat from coming in on our property, which was a big plus. He doesn't like it. I did a 6-strand and a 5-strand. Of barbed wire, and I still got more to do. But what we plan on doing is we plan on putting up a 4-foot fence, welded wire fence, all the way around the home perimeter. Now the paddocks will be barbed wire. Now, if you guys have seen some of our videos, you've seen what we've done, putting in the fence, putting in the barbed wire and everything. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it kept the goat out, it stopped our problem, and it took care of it. Now, I don't want to put the welded fence over the barbed wire because it'll look terrible and it'll bother me. It may not bother you, but it'll bother me. So, but today's job, get this cleaned up. It's probably going to take me about 4 days to clean it all out and get it all ready. We're also going to have chirp brought in and dumped here, and I'm going to try to get it a nice grade so it runs off. Then I'm going to plant grass there. Before I even get the chickens in there, I'm going to plant grass all through there and get some nice grass going for them, because they like grass. Now, I know they're going to peck and chicken, clean it up and tear it up and everything. That's fine, but I want them to start out with the Taj Mahal for chickens. I want to be able to have grass to go on and be able to peck and pick, and, you know, a lot of trees to cut down today. So I think I better stop yapping with my jaw and start getting back to work. So guys, we'll see you in a few. Pay attention. This is a lot of work, and let's go make some happy chickens and give me a lot of eggs, because I love me some eggs. So let's get to work. Alright guys, so I kind of want you to see what I'll be cleaning up. All this will be raked, leveled, cleaned, and taken out of here so I can get the paddock done. But I want you guys to actually see what I have to do, because you're probably wondering, why is it going to take them 4 days to cut a bunch of trees down? Because I got to clean the land like we did this. So we're going to move all this stuff, all that over there. We got a lot of work to do. But I just kind of wanted to show you what I was up against and why it's going to take me about 4 days to do it. And then in a later video, I'll show you guys the finished product of me working on it. And you guys get to see how much time and effort it takes to clear up your land. So let's get the video in. Alright guys, so took some time out, got my chainsaw all set up, got it all clean, got it all ready, gas, fuel, bar chain, everything. Got all the stuff I'm gonna need for my job right here. And right now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna pick up all the big stuff. Do a little cutting and stuff. Well, let's put it this way. When we had this thinned out, in a sense, when we had the pine trees and everything take out, we get a lot of new growth. So what I try to do is I try to keep the trees at least 7 foot off the ground, if not 8 foot. That gives a nice canopy over top to cover you. And when you're cutting grass or you're doing whatever, you don't have to worry about running into limbs. A lot of these yellow pines and these pines they use for chip, they have what I call eye gougers. They're dead limbs that stick out. Some are about 4 inches, some are 2 inches, some are 6 inches. I try to take them suckers out. I got hit one day, I learned when we first got here. It hit my glasses. If my glass wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't have my eye. So just remember when you're out here doing that stuff, man, wear a pair of safety glasses, or if you wear glasses, just be knowledgeable about your surroundings and what you can stop yourself from getting hurt doing. So right now, I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna pick up all this big stuff. I'm gonna get stuff set up in a pile for my chainsaw so I can cut it up. We have a burn pile down there that we're gonna start. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna take up everything. I just want to clean it up so I can see where the roots are and stuff, so you're not tripping and falling when you're over here. Now don't forget, they're gonna bring churn in here, and then I'm gonna bring topsoil mixed with manure and everything, so I'm gonna have a really good base for everything, our garden, our whole entire homestead. So I just want you to know that I am not going to pull all those nutrients from all the chips and all the other stuff. I just want to rake it and clean it up some. The more you clean it up, the less you are likely to trip over big stumps that are sticking out of the ground. Another thing is too, is you guys are going to see me cut the trees up a little high. I'm cutting those trees up high because I'm going to be getting a traco in here. And when I get the traco in here, I want to be able to dig up these stumps that are all over the place so I can get rid of them, so the chicken runs nice and smooth and manicured. Yeah, I am kind of OCD about certain things like that, if you guys haven't noticed already. But you know what? Cleanliness is next to godliness. And if you treat your animals right and you give them a good place to run their chicken run, or a good paddock for your sheep or pigs or whatever, you're going to make happy animals. And happy animals will provide for you. And that's what we want. We want them to provide for us and be happy. We want them to have a good life. We don't want to have them to struggle. I don't free range my chickens. I feed my chickens, I give them the right amounts of food. We have alternated. I've done some stuff I've seen online people have been doing. I've tried a bunch of stuff for our chickens. You know what? Our chickens are happy with just a plain Jane basic. So if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Well, let me get to work here because I just keep wasting time. That was another minute and a half I wasted yapping my mouth. Alright, so you guys saw that big vine I was pulling on? I'm going to cut that with a chainsaw. It'll die out, and then I'll just be able to pull it off the tree. They do a lot of damage to trees, man. It's really tied in up there. So I'll get to town, use the chainsaw, chop some of these trees down, get some work done. But I can't chop trees with chainsaw with this. I don't know why, I just can't. I don't feel like I have control of the chainsaw. So alright guys, so as you can see I got most of the stuff cut down. I had a few more trees to do, but I want to kind of clear up the area. Cleaned off that thing. This is my straight run. This one I'm going to work on. My job is to get this done in the next 2 days. So probably prior video after this will be the finalization of cleaning this up. But man, a lot of roots, a lot of stuff you can trip on and get hurt on, and you know, it's not good. We don't want people falling. I don't want to fall. I don't want to get hurt. So we're going to cut some of these stumps down and get them cleaned up the right way. And you never want to leave a stump with an edge on it like this. You fall, you're done. So we don't want that. Like my sound effects there. I don't waste any of this stuff. I keep this stuff. I use it on another tree. Don't waste, don't throw it away. I mean, you can use it. But so I got most of this all cut up. I got some big stuff I'm going to cut up too. You guys get to see that. And make a decision on some trees. I kind of had a change of heart on some of the trees. Some of them I like, but I don't know. I'm going to have to just figure it out. But we're getting there. I got solely the piece of the run that I want to get done as far as getting some of the trees clear. Like I said, I still got a couple more trees to think about, and I'll make that decision. That one back there, I pulled a branch off of it. I got to clean it up a little bit. That tree right there is actually a dogwood. I don't like getting rid of dogwoods. I love them. They're beautiful during the springtime. They bloom white flowers. They're amazing. So, well, at this point, it's time to get back to work, man. I got to get this stuff done. I got lunch at 12:30 with my better half. And I'd like to have at least the trees cleaned up before lunch, and then I can start really cleaning up everything and grooming it to make it look good. Now don't forget, we're still going to have some chirp brought out here, and we're going to level this off so it's not so hilly up and down, kind of get it to where it's good. You know, again, I'm not going to take all of the good stuff off top of the soil, but I do want to clean it up some. We got a fire pile down there. It's getting pretty big. I'd probably say it'd probably be 8 foot by the time I'm finished with it. I'm going to get to work.